Hey, can you tell us a story about
Hi!
Welcome into the Talk or Go Home.
Hi, everybody!
Nick, Clint, David, and Mark. David doesn't want to be here, but we're here. So, but I don't know. It's just like
Hey, can you tell us
the look on your face.
Hey,
I hope you're watching.
Can you tell us a story about the War Eagle thing? How they named?
No, but I feel like I've told it a million times.
Have you on here?
I
haven't
have
heard
told
it.
it on here before.
It's a quick thing. Just tell it real quick, like a quick, brief summary.
Yeah,
Civil War thing.
Yeah,
right?
so
it's a War Eagle.
It's a Civil War, or a history professor at Auburn fought in the Civil War. When he fought, I believe it was at the Battle of Chickamauga, he found a bald eagle, baby eagle, or it might have been a golden eagle, I can't remember. Anyway, baby eagle, nursed it back to health. Anyway, fast forward a couple years, he's a history professor at Auburn. It can't go back in the wild. It's attached to him. So he walks around campus with it. It's his pet eagle, blah, blah, blah. He goes to one of the first football games on campus. And
It was against Georgia, right?
Georgia Tech. It might have been Georgia, I think. And right before kickoff, it launches off his shoulder and starts flying around. And all the students, point up at it and say, "Hey, look, it's the War Eagle," because that's what they called it, in reference to him being a Civil War veteran and it being saved in the war and blah, blah, blah. And so all the students, "Hey, look, it's the War Eagle, War Eagle." So it sort of became the whole behind Sanford Hall at the time, which is where our football field was. They all kind of started chanting, "War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle."
Started going, War Eagle, hey.
I was in the Alabama State Militia. All right, go ahead.
Real quick, I just want to touch on that. Hey, didn't it, when it landed from flying, didn't it die?
I don't know.
It did.
It seems like I've heard that.
It did.
Well, there you go.
It died when it landed. Paid the ultimate price. All right, go ahead, Coach.
Sacrifice.
Alabama militia.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh,
Good job, Mark. Oh, I forgot your name. God,
what done?
Good job, Mark.
I had to make the bold statement about it dying when it came back.
Hey, which one was Huey, Dewey, or Louie? Which one was the red one? Because that's
Oh.
what David looks like.
I don't know. Don't forget to
Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
Don't forget to
I used to love
subscribe
that
and
cartoon.
follow
Too,
Lens
man.
Plus,
Oh my gosh.
Spotify, and Apple
What a great
Podcasts. For all bonus content, rate, review the podcast. Those are out there. We're still holding 5 stars strong
All right.
on Spotify.
But no reviews that we can read.
No, I still can't figure out how to read the reviews. I don't know if I'm just
Google it?
mentally.
Do you just Google it and just go to the show page?
See, I tried
Google
that,
or
and
something?
I still couldn't. Let's see, Talk or Go Home. I'm just gonna say podcast reviews and see what comes up. I don't know. Talk or Go Home on Apple Podcasts is the first thing that comes up. And see, I don't see any reviews for us on Apple Podcasts, but I know they exist.
Speaking of militias and Civil War and things like that, have you ever heard or read about any of the greatest battles in world history? As far as
Not American related?
well, I
Or
mean,
just in
it could be
general?
anything, I
Okay.
guess, but like battle strategies that overcame or something like that. Do y'all know any of those?
Look,
Some
there's a podcast called
battle strategies and all
From
that.
the Jaws.
Old
it's
guys,
called-
battle strategies, yes.
They're no longer publishing episodes, and their first couple episodes are rough from a production standpoint.
That sounds familiar.
It's called Jaws of Defeat, and every episode is about a battle where the underdog wins,
Yeah.
where they're almost defeated or they shouldn't win, and they come back and they beat them. So they've got an episode on their last episode came out in 2017, but they've got an episode on Salamis, Agincourt, Granicus, Dara, Stonewall in the Valley. Is that what you were getting to?
No.
Stonewall in the Valley. They do D&B and Foo.
What's the one in the American Revolution where they were clearly going to win, but Charles Lee basically was trying to retreat, and we actually got a stalemate out of it?
It wasn't Saratoga.
No, it wasn't Saratoga
I
because
don't know.
we flat out won that one.
I don't know.
Is it Lexington? Maybe I can't remember.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But yeah, great podcast. I wish they would still come out.
You know what I'm ready for one day, technologically speaking, since there's never going to be any more. Well, I mean, I can't really say that. Everything could go to crap, and, we could end up battling on foot with, sticks and swords, whatever we find.
Yeah, that's called World War IV.
Yeah. So, I don't know when that'll happen, but maybe not in our lifetime, but technologically speaking, I can't wait till they come out with like a virtual reality game where you can like be in all these moments and like, you know what I'm saying?
Like relive.
Yeah, but just like they try to make it as accurate as possible.
Do you think it's ethical though for us to relive actual moments that happened where actual people died?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
You want to know why?
That's the only way you
The same
learn.
reason we say or sing the national anthem, and to honor the patriotic virtue of our country,
but what's your purpose behind the virtual reality experience? Is it
to increase your respect and reverence for the guys who
did die?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it entertainment? Because if you're going in there to be like, oh, I'm going to go,
Both.
what am I going to do today? I'm going to go fight, I'm going to go fight the Nazis on Omaha Beach.
Let's go.
And then
Let's
you
do it.
get in there like, and you're having fun. Like,
Well,
you do it to have fun.
That's every World War II's Call of Duty game.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly. But you're immersed in the world. So is the immersion, like, at what point does it become, at what point do you become disrespectful by trivializing the death of thousands of people?
I don't think you do unless you can like.
But they've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Though. I mean,
So y'all don't see a difference between like
Saving
a
Private Ryan's the same. I mean, just watching
yeah,
the
like
media is the same.
watching
thing.
it, paying money, like paying
But
money to go
the
watch it in theaters, and
I would argue that there's a difference. The purpose.
You mean the virtual reality
The
part?
reason that I watch Saving Private Ryan is because I want to see history played out visually, not to see people die and me be entertained by Tom Hanks. I want to see like history
portrayal.
played out. Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like a virtual reality experience, the immersion component in a real world battle would be very like, I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
but you don't die, and you get to
Exactly.
but it
That's
ain't,
the disrespectful part. Like,
all right. Well, as soon as you get shot, you just what's it called?
seppuku.
The seppuku. Yeah. Go ahead and just end it. You've dishonored the technological wizards, man.
Back in the day, seppuku, you would have to have a second.
Yeah, second
you
with
would-
the head.
Yeah, but I think by the time World War II came around, Japanese Imperial forces they would just that's it. They would just do it themselves.
Yeah.
But like you were supposed to like stab yourself in the gut and then cut yourself up
Right,
and let your guts
yeah.
fall out, and then your second would chop your head off.
Right.
Yeah. Good old seppuku, man.
Yeah.
By the way,
I
Shogun.
love playing those
good-
in the
good show.
newspaper. The one in the
Yeah.
Sudoku.
Oh, my bad.
Da-dutch. Have you gotten to World War II yet in class?
Yeah, I don't play those video games like y'all talking about, but I don't understand what's the difference in that and a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah. Should be. Yeah. Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, there you go. Because you die there too.
Again, it's the intention. You're not reenacting for entertainment.
All right.
You're reenacting for
I'll ask you this,
reverence,
Coach.
right?
I'll ask you this. So, since you've done that before,
Yeah.
and you've experienced it, did you not feel like a
It's
sense
happened to
of-
me a couple of times.
Like you felt like
It's
Did
happened to me a couple of times when you get that feeling that, hey, this is like it's real.
yeah.
That's happened to me a couple of times.
All right, well, let's say in 20 years, all right, you're going to be on up there, and you can't move around like you used to. You can't do that no more, but you want to experience that again, and you could just put that on, just do it without getting out of a chair,
No, I mean, I don't know if I would or not, but
Well, you never know.
I don't play those video games, but I have been in a Civil War rent. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
But I mean, I think it's all about like how you approach it.
You talking about World War II? Yeah, we've been watching real World War II video in class.
Yeah.
The photographers and the videographers, and then like when you watch JFK assassination, I always tell them, "Look, we're gonna watch this. I'm gonna show it to you, but if I feel like that in any way where you're watching this for entertainment, I'm just gonna shut it off."
I remember you telling us that when I had your class.
Yeah.
So, because you're going, that's just like a primary source document.
Yeah, exactly.
So they need to see it. But if I hear any inkling that this is entertainment to you, we'll just shut it down. Like the concentration death camps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the kids that, were really had respect for the moment and everything. And then
But there's only going to be one or two of those
Had
that
that-
really have respect for the
right.
moment. The rest of them just have to behave.
Right. And you got the ones that screw it up for everybody and get it shut off.
Yeah, I remember watching that in class and thinking to myself,
You know,
wow,
Mussolini and all
I'm
that,
watching the president of the United States get assassinated. Like the actual footage. By the way, CIA. Is that basically a foregone conclusion now?
I believe so.
I think so. I just don't think that it's come out where it's been like it's
It's talked
95%.
about a whole bunch now.
Yeah, like
Way
everybody's
more
like,
than
it's
ever."
95% probably what happened. It's just not 100. Like
Just-
somebody said,
just-
hey, here's.
We're missing a lot of details, but that's basically the foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
And by CIA, I'm not saying like the whole CIA was out to get him, but obviously, several individuals within the CIA
Right.
had a plan for political reasons.
Um,
Engaged in the plan.
not to necessarily like boo boo on what we're talking about. We were at the track meet yesterday, and at the end of the track meet, the PA announcer comes up and he's like, "Hey fans, if you would please clean up, your area where you're sitting at in the stands, and the coaches where the tents are there on the grassy knoll, please clean up."
I heard that too. Yeah.
And then when you said grassy knoll, I kind of said, "Watch out for those snipers."
Yeah. I heard that and I was like, grassy knoll.
Have y'all ever
Not
been there?
something I thought I heard.
I'm not
No, I want to go though.
Been to Dealey Plaza?
Have you been?
Yes.
really.
Yeah. It was. It's
Do-
pretty
do they
humbling
make it-
experience.
Is
man.
it? Do they make it like
Now-
a big attraction?
Well, you can buy a ticket to go into the book depository, and
From where he shot.
and you could stand right there and look.
From where he took the shot. Well,
And I
supposedly took the
stood on the street. There's an X on the street where, like, I think maybe the first bullet or maybe one of the bullets.
Yeah, it's the
hit.
first one.
And I think they might have put multiple. I can't remember, but anyway, I stood on it and like Heather took my picture. And then I stood up in the window. They got everything set up there. It's pretty cool.
What about
But
Zapruder? Is the place still there where Zapruder was at?
I think they have all that stuff. And then they have people. The worst part to me was like the people selling like the little magazines on the sidewalk trying to make money, like little papers that you just have all the autopsy photos and the.
That's a little
Oh,
weird.
wow.
It was, yeah, it was a little too much. Like when you walk up on that and like you guys like flash it in your face and it's just half
Not
of
long ago
JFK's
they
head's
did
looking at you.
Not long ago they did a documentary where it was like, hey, we're going to basically redo everything, and like
Yeah.
they like took the bullets and expended cartridges and just had them out and said that, like they were like within the same like so many inches of being in the exact same spot, like basically disproving the whole grassy knoll theory and all that. It was a good watch for sure.
I mean, somebody with extreme skill could pull 3 shots off like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to DC, I went and
See, I've never been to DC.
to Arlington, and
Oh,
you got
yeah.
to we got to see his grave in Arlington, and there's the eternal flame there, and that was intense. That was
Yeah.
even as like a 12-year-old, I could sort of feel the weight of, oh, this is a guy that died while in office, serving the country regardless of politics, and he was a man taken from his family.
Has there only
So-
been 2 assassinations?
Lincoln successful?
Successful.
Lincoln and JFK, I believe.
What about
so.
McKinley?
Was that successful?
He died.
He died of a heart attack though, or a
No, he
stroke or
died from
something.
infection of the bullet, I think.
Well, I guess
So was that success? So I guess
I think that's
Yeah, you gotta
that's an
count it. You
assassination.
should count it. Yeah.
Like a month later, maybe. Or something like that.
Who's the one
That's
that?
right.
Who's the one that?
Teddy.
No, he was shot multiple times and survived.
Yeah, he
That's
was
a man's
shot-
man right
he was
there.
shot in the chest, and his speech was
Yeah,
so thick it stopped.
and
the
he
bullet.
had blood going down him while he was giving a speech.
Yeah.
He took it out and he proceeded to give his speech.
Yeah.
His bull moose speech.
Hey,
Well, there's
What a man.
There's one that where Reagan didn't he get shot at one point? And like somebody hit a balloon like in a rat space. And said,
Missed
yeah,
me.
I didn't miss me.
Yeah, it was after. It was after.
after that.
After he, what's his name, tried to kill him. What was that guy's name? He did it for Jodie Foster.
Hinckley?
Was it?
Hinckley? You know who
I
shot
think so.
Reagan?
Yeah. It was after that. He was at a rally or a fundraiser or something, and then a balloon popped and
yeah,
missed me.
Like
Yeah.
like
Great
then it-
timing.
Just, pow, missed me.
it's
Yeah,
that actor in him, man.
yeah, it was. I mean,
Hey, but who's the president that like gave that really long speech out in the freezing cold rain and like got pneumonia from it? and
William
died?
Henry Harrison.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to.
He was president for like,
A week.
yeah, 2 weeks
Yeah,
or
it was like
something.
14 days, I think.
And then boom, died
man.
from
We was-
fever.
man, we talking in class the other day about George Wallace getting shot. He got hit 5 times.
Yeah.
Paralyzed him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Then they named
Who-
a road
who-
after him in Gadsden.
But what happened?
They named a road after him in Gadsden.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff. We're talking about that on college campuses, how much stuff is named for the Wallaces.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wallace State, you got Lurleen B. Wallace.
He's got a whole community college.
Over Jacksonville State, you got Lurleen B. Wallace, Nursing Building, Wallace Hall, all over, especially the junior colleges, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But now, did he cheat on her while she had cancer?
I don't know about
I
that.
heard he slept around on her while she had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know.
There's a bunch of people got shot that day, because that guy, I think he got off about 20 shots. But Wallace got hit 5 times.
And then got paralyzed. But see, that was obviously his wife was the governor before.
Yeah, well, I was
He
going to
got
say,
shot.
he was governor.
All that happened before he
and
got
then
shot.
supposedly he couldn't run anymore, so he got his wife, and she's supposed to be a puppet. And then, like, basically she didn't do what she was told to do.
Yeah, you know, George Wallace is kind of an interesting guy because, you know, he was I'm not going to say he was moderate, but he was definitely not the guy in the beginning of his political career that he ended up being known for when it came to African Americans in the civil rights movement.
because he actually, like, was trying to help him there toward the end, I think.
Well, you know, he was a circuit judge, I believe, in the beginning of his political career, and he used courtesy titles in his courtroom for black people, which back then was not like he would say Mr. and Mrs. instead of just saying, you know, the derogatory term of boy or girl or, you know, just name. And so that was kind of a big deal. And then who was it? John? It was John somebody beat him out for governor. And he was so, God, what was his name? In 58. Was it 58 he beat him in?
Yeah, he got beaten 58.
John, do you remember, you know I'm talking, John somebody.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, we talked about it in class the other day, but I can't remember who it was now.
And anyway, and that was where the famous
Was it
line-
Patterson?
I think you're
Yeah,
right. John
Patterson,
Patterson beat him out.
Arthur Bremer shot him.
Who was a vehement racist. And so, you know, and then that's where the famous phrase from George Wallace comes from, I'll never be out N-worded again. And then, you know, he brought in Asa Carter.
Never heard it.
Huh?
Never heard it.
Well, it's,
Ain't too famous.
oh, well, for history people it is.
Hey, for me, I ain't never heard it for real.
It's a famous, he either said it or wrote it. And that's kind of where he turned and he started to use race as a political engine and kind of propelled himself, you know, to political fame. And he brought in Asa Carter, the famous speechwriter who was in the KKK and who ended up going on the run. And I think Asa Carter's buried right over here in Calhoun County. But anyway, yeah, George Wallace.
But the thing about that is now, he may have been president if he hadn't got shot.
Oh, ain't no doubt. He was running as an independent, right?
Well, not when he got shot. He was trying to get the Democratic nomination.
So he was still within party lines when he got shot.
Yeah, he was trying to get the he still went to the Democratic National Convention and made a speech. His wheelchair.
And then he never won, right? And then came back and he was governor again for a couple. He gave some discretionary money for the stadium, didn't he? Like $50,000 from the governor's discretionary fund.
Oh well.
I think he's one of the reasons our
I
stadium.
think he won
exists.
last time, like in '82 or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that term, Robert Beeson and Ken Logan and all them went down to Montgomery, met with him, with who was the guy that the bridge is named after in Pell City, who was our state representative at the time. The bridge crossing the railroad tracks is named after him. Anyway, they went down there with him and they met with Governor Wallace, and they showed Governor Wallace pictures of our old stadium and our old locker room, and Governor Wallace was like, "Man, that looked like my football stadium in Clio. Here's your $50,000," and gave us $50,000 out of the governor's discretionary fund towards the stadium.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
That'll be on Dog Talk sometime.
It's a good.
yeah, it should. It has been.
History.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, good stuff, man. What was that guy?
Blake,
Blake. Yeah.
AJ.
Yes, that's it. AJ Blake. That's him.
I'm glad I'm here.
Glad y'all figured that out.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
If you could choose a position, any military position in the Civil War, which one would it be?
Okay.
Oh, military position? What?
You gotta love, man, that man right there. Y'all talking about Ronald Reagan being quick? My gosh, I'll take David Murphy any day.
Me too, brother. God, that was awesome. Military.
I didn't know where it was going for a minute.
Military rank. I think it's what. Did you mean military rank and
No, like
role?
Just
5-star general. Why would he not
like
want to be
anything.
tops, man?
anything. I don't.
Yeah,
okay,
5-star.
let's say
Give me the 5 stars.
Let's say you can't be the top guy, and you got to choose like an actual, like you've got to be in combat at some point position.
Well, I want the guy when we were soldiers, Moore. I'll be that guy. Was it Colonel? Hal Moore? Colonel. I'll
I
be
probably
Colonel.
want to be a
Auburn
colonel
guy.
because you still have a lot. You still get involved in the battle. In the
But you're over here
actual
riding on a
nitty-gritty.
horse with a sword or something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, he's the first
Direct
one off the
people.
helicopter,
With a what?
man.
Yeah. What was it?
Sword,
First
man.
Cavalry
With a what?
Sword.
Division.
Yeah, something
Hold
like
on,
four
hold on,
something.
hold on,
I
hold
don't
on.
know.
Sword.
When you pronounce it, are you stressing the W?
I said sword.
He is sword.
How do you
sword? I say sword.
I say sword.
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 It's a
like,
sword.
Like I know that it's not.
You're almost ignoring the W, but not completely ignoring the W.
And that's the way it should be. I gotta give a little here, take a little there, baby.
sword.
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 Say cool.
Cool.
Now say whip.
Whip.
Now say cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip.
I don't it. Cool
That's what he
whip.
does.
Cool whip.
I think I'd want to be like I'd want to be a
Weakness.
junior officer for sure, not a senior officer, a junior officer, high enough to where I get treated semi okay, but not too high where like I don't get to be involved.
Brigadier.
If you could
I don't wanna
choose,
say it.
if you could choose between the guys,
Definitely cavalry too.
the cavalry,
Definitely
the
cavalry.
mounted cavalry, or like the cannon brigade.
No, I'm not. So they say that what is it? Cavalry is the is it?
You talking about cavalry?
Cavalry.
Yeah, cavalry. Sorry.
Cavalry.
Cavalry.
Cavalry
Not
is
Calvary.
Cavalry is the
Cavalry.
hill that Jesus died on.
Yes. Cavalry.
Cavalry. Yeah.
Cav.
Cav.
As in calf.
Yeah.
Caval.
So artillery is the king of the battlefield. Is cavalry? Yeah, cavalry is called the queen of the battlefield.
Is it?
Yes, because our artillery is the most powerful component.
But it
of
stays in
warfare,
place.
But it's hard. It's
Right,
hard to move. And cavalry is the second most,
Quick to move.
and it's quick and can
Right.
go. Yeah, in
hey.
reference to chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
that's
are
cool.
chess references.
But
yeah.
Cav
And-
can be anything today. It can be on tanks. It could be on helicopters.
Any mobile unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not artillery. It can't be an artillery or an infantry.
Can it be
Like
airplanes?
aircraft. I think helicopters, but not actual planes. No.
I knew a guy that had a Bonnie Blue flag on the front of his vehicle, and he was going to pick up. He would go visit his grandson at an Air Force base, and that is the same sign for a 1-star general in the Air Force.
Oh, really?
So every time he pulled up to the gate to go into the Air Force
They
base,
freaked out?
they just let him go right through.
They freaked out. Oh,
They
you're
would just
general.
salute, didn't check nothing, just salute. That's been years ago. You probably
Man,
couldn't
we
do it
should try
today,
that.
but
Clint.
I'm not getting in trouble with the military. There's a lot of things I'm willing to get in trouble for. The military's not one of them.
yeah.
You ever been to the naval base at Pensacola?
They've turned me around a few times down there.
Have they actually?
Yeah.
When the base was closed?
No, they just wouldn't let me in. So I got an hour or two soon when all the people were going into work. I felt real bad about it because I was backing up traffic. They run my tag and everything.
Why would they not let you in? It's a
Because I was there at 8. They wouldn't let the general public in until 9.
oh, okay. Because you were going to the museum.
Going to the lighthouse to see the lighthouse.
You didn't want to go to the museum?
I already been through the museum.
I still like to go to it though.
What's the one?
Blue Angels Museum,
Eglin? Is that
Eglin Air Force in
Hey,
Panama
did y'all
City.
know that there is a current Asheville High School graduate that works on the Blue Angels?
Who?
What?
Sterling Price.
I don't know who that is.
He does.
Sterling Price works on Blue Angel airplanes.
Yeah.
Really?
Jets. Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
mechanical?
Like
Yeah.
he's a mechanic for the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
You know, Sterling gave me these patches. He gave me these that I got stuck on here.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to you, Sterling Price.
Shout out,
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, your service, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he listen?
Sterling was
Go Dogs.
Sterling was very beneficial into me getting into not getting into coaching, but getting my first head coaching job.
Really?
Yeah.
He's still in the Navy?
He loves it too.
It's like Maverick.
Is Rusty
And
still in
the
the Navy? Sorry,
And the Navy.
that immediately hit when I
All
said
right,
that.
next question.
Okay.
What in y'all's opinion, best military vehicles that changed the face of combat?
Gosh,
That's
dude.
gotta be the tank.
Jeep.
Helicopter. Huey. The Huey.
Like we're starting in when World War One, and we got horses. Okay,
What? What we got?
I'm saying like that's where we started
What,
from.
say it. What do we have?
Horses.
Horse.
He's really emphasizing
Horse. He
the
is.
horror of horses.
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 What do you say?
Horses.
Horses. What am I doing?
I honestly think it's the helicopter.
Okay. Yeah.
There may be a lot of recency bias in that. Maybe it's rifling.
Ooh.
Maybe I might say just rifling, like not a smoothbore weapon, but the rifling, like how that completely changed warfare.
Well,
you said
we're
vehicle.
talking about vehicles.
Sorry, yeah, sorry,
Not
yeah.
just advancement in riflery.
So then, yeah, probably the helicopter.
Look
Like
at-
it changed the way wars were fought.
What about the P-51 Mustang?
Mustang?
In World War II?
Yeah, that we wouldn't have.
Like that.
Europe would have taken a lot longer had the
A whole
P-51
lot
not been
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Jeep, already said it.
Yeah,
No,
say Jeep.
gee.
The Jeep was great.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Why? What's your
Well,
support?
there's just so many of them. I mean, they're making one every 2 minutes. They just used them for everything.
Yeah, you take them down. I mean, all the parts were interchangeable.
Yeah. You know who's
I
the
wasn't
largest
sl-
manufacturer of that Jeep?
Ford.
Ford Motor Company.
Oh, yeah?
Ford. Now,
The old wheelies?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, they got the contract, the design contract.
Willis
Willys
did.
Overland.
Yeah.
Have y'all-
Ford,
But
they
then-
couldn't make enough
But they
of
couldn't make enough, so they got Ford Motor Company to make
them.
it.
Ford
Have
made
y'all
it.
seen the new battle vehicles that have replaced the Hummers?
Yeah.
It's intense looking.
Yeah, it is. They're awesome.
Think about
They
Is it
probably
all
cost like
electric?
$8 billion per vehicle, though.
Is it all electric?
No.
No.
You know how much? You
That
know.
should tell you something.
You know. Yeah. You know how many gallons of fuel it takes to crank an M1A1 Abrams tank?
No.
10.
I think it's either 8 or 10 gallons of straight up high octane jet fuel.
Wow.
That's like $8 a gallon. So they're going. What's 8 times? So it's takes $80 to even crank a tank.
I wonder how many.
Crank a tank.
$80 a crank tank.
Woo,
I
dog.
wonder how many gallons one of those holds.
Oh, a lot.
Well, I figured. Yeah. Man.
You want to look it up?
Go ahead.
M1A1.
That's yeah.
Speaking of which, have y'all seen the IDF in their tanks, the Israeli Defense Force, and the all-female tank crews? Those are some bad women. Like those are
Yeah.
some freaking that's
Some
a
real
bunch of-
killers, man.
female Jews going to war, man. Watch out.
Hey, our tanks, those Abrams tanks, were before those came along. Weren't we scaling way back on tanks because we just couldn't make one
Yeah.
with good enough armor?
Yes.
But then once that whatever that armor is, it's on them.
That
I mean,
ceramic armor.
Yeah.
that really changed things for us.
It did. And then it's like, because see, we had the Bradley, right? The Bradley was the main. Was it the Bradley or it starts with a P?
Is that a tank? Is the Bradley? I thought that was like a Bradley fighting vehicle.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
thought
an
that
armored
took-
personnel carrier.
yeah.
What's the P word that I'm thinking of? He was a general
Pacifier.
and they used it in the Vietnam War. I can't remember his name.
We had
Anyway,
the Sherman
Yeah, we
tank.
had the Sherman.
Then the
yeah, this one was used mainly in
Sherman.
the post Korean War until the M1 came out.
but I was
God,
just-
we've been using the M1 Abrams since '79.
Yeah.
There's been over 10,000 of them made.
See, I feel like that's low.
No,
so
man,
low.
that's an insane
I feel like
amount.
that's a low number. That's just me, though.
And yeah, it's got composite armor. The M1A2 has a 120 millimeter main smoothbore gun.
USA, baby.
Golly, guys,
sir.
the
And, like, here's the thing. Like, just imagine, like, all the stuff we know. Like, we got,
Yeah, what do we
got
not know?
drones, we got this, we got that. Imagine the stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
You know,
UFOs.
rail guns,
The
and
M60.
things like that. Like,
UFOs.
Yeah, that's true, too.
what was the M60 called? The patent. The M48
The Sherman.
patent. That's what I was
The
thinking. Of.
Sherman?
No, so the patent, the M48 and the M60 came before the M1A1, and they were both kind of mid, like just average tanks. And then the M1A1 came out with the composite armor and kind of changed the game for us in terms of tank strategy. But it was originally developed with the Germans. The West Germans helped us develop what would become the M1 Abrams. What was your question?
I forgot it.
I don't know. Yeah.
It was going to be good, too.
Hold on. The question was which
vehicle.
vehicle?
No, I thought he said something about fuel. How much fuel could it hold?
Yeah, the fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Of course. They want to give away their secrets.
I'm trying to look.
You're talking about stuff we don't know, like military vehicles and stuff.
Like between the vehicles and like the weapons and things like that. Like,
Well, just like what the government has done that we don't know. I mean, just like Iran Contra.
yeah.
I mean, if we know about that, but if they got away with it, we'd never known. I mean, what's all the stuff they've done we don't know? You know,
Kennedy.
government.
Kennedy.
There's no telling.
Well, a lot of folks say, like that guy from the Air Force, Captain whatever his name was, that came out a year ago now and addressed Congress and was like, yeah, the government, there are parts of the government and parts of the military that are withholding really intense alien technology from the rest of the government, that the rest, like, we're hiding secrets from Congress.
Two
and the
topics:
president.
hiding secrets, UFOs, and space lasers.
Yeah, it's like
Freaking laser beams
on their freaking heads.
Paint your roofs blue.
I honestly think that's true. Like, we have access to alien technology that.
Hold on.
Have y'all not been keeping up with that?
No. What? Paint your roof blue.
Okay.
Make it look like
All right.
water?
So look, this all started like really taking off when what was the name of the place in Hawaii that got decimated? With
Pearl Harbor.
The fires didn't
No,
burn
man.
the blue houses.
Recently.
Blue roof houses.
Maui.
Was it in Maui, right? It was like a little town off of Maui somewhere, but
Yeah.
on the island. Okay.
map.
Well, that's what happened. It's like they found so much stuff that was colored blue that did not burn at all. Like so much of it. And there's just like been this rabbit hole of things going on since then, like people finding things out about, and they've got like footage of these lasers coming down from space burning things. Just look it up, man. I can't remember what they call them.
But not blue.
It just does like
Because they
look,
think it's
look up
water?
look up if a laser. I saw a video on a laser burning all these different colored fabrics and stuff, right? And materials that were colored all these different colors. When it got to that blue, it would not burn it. Something
Oh,
about
wow.
these lasers won't burn this blue color.
So, according to the AP, the claim is that only blue items survived the Maui wildfires, and that lasers do not impact the color blue, suggesting the island was actually hit by some form of directed energy weapon attack, destroying
Space
any
lasers.
non-blue colored items, facilities, or entities.
Space lasers.
The Associated Press.
I've seen videos of these lasers coming from the air.
The
I've
Associated
seen it.
Press's assessment is that this is false. The wildfires didn't
course they
spare
did.
only blue things, with photos and videos clearly showing buildings and objects of many colors both survived and perished. White
But
lasers
it's-
have been proven by science to affect materials
It's
differently.
that initial burn, man.
Yeah.
It's what just got everything. It just streaked across stuff and lit it up.
So here's a Reddit thread. This is going
There's
to
a
be
lot
good.
more than that.
I gotta go. My recommendation is take your family to a race. Kids get in free. A NASCAR race. Anybody 12 and under gets in free. I took my kids. We had a great time.
Where are you going?
I gotta go. Gotta go to the house. I just got the call.
Oh, you got the call. Good luck, man.
See you, buddy.
God be with you.
You know, you think you got him. You know, we got him with the war. Like he's sitting around talking with the
Yeah.
war, and then we get to UFOs and space lasers, and he's out.
And he dips. He gets a text message. So I mean, I think there is a lot to it. There we go.
Transition to the triangle.
Transition to the triangle. The power triangle. So here we are.
They call me two mics. Hit me high, hit me low.
That's going to mess up.
To Mike Mark.
Two mic mark. Yeah.
Double Mike Mark. Yeah,
Marking in the USA.
anyway, that Air Force captain was like, probably more than half of the UFOs that we see or that are seen are government vehicles that are testing
You believe this
new
too?
propulsion. Why would we go through so much effort to protect Area 51 and other secret government installations if they weren't hiding technology?
I think it
that
would cause
we
mass
couldn't even
chaos.
fathom.
Mass chaos within people because they want to feel safe, But the government knows that there's stuff that we can't control, and when you have a feeling of like a loss of control, it makes you seem weak. It makes you look weak, and I'm sure they just want to maintain their reputation as like the strongest on earth, right?
Have you seen? And
We don't know.
this goes back to your story about the thing that you saw when you were peeing in the woods.
Yeah.
That
European.
Yeah, European. That
Made me think of Miss Cone.
I
Hey,
really think
One day we were sitting in Miss Cone's class, and we were talking about Europe back in middle school, and she still talks to me about this to this day. But like we're talking about European things, and there was a quiet moment in class, and I was like, "Hey, Miss Cone, European, get it? European. And like ever since then, dude, she would like cry, laugh over this, and it's been for years. I love Sonia Coleman. What a wonderful woman. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, Mark. I tell you what. Sorry.
I saw her at the track meet.
Yeah, dude. I love messing
And
with
she
her.
come up and she's like, "Hey, you need to go and try that barbecue over there. It's
so good.
It's so good."
I tell you what, it's so good
And then
over there.
she was like,
Clint.
what was it? She went and got a funnel cake. It was an Oreo funnel cake. She said, "I ate half of it yesterday and took the other half home. And then I ate it this morning after I had my regular breakfast." And I had my oatmeal, and I was like, "You know what? It's time for second breakfast."
That's awesome.
I love Sonya. So every time I hear her call my name, "Hey, Nick."
Hey, Nick.
I immediately, "Hey, Sonya."
Sonya.
Immediately, that's my response. That's my just like that.
Sonya.
Anyway, Alex Jones. You ever listen to Alex Jones on Joe Rogan?
It's
the podcast he does with Joe.
That was a
on Joe
while
Rogan's.
back, but yeah, a long time ago.
Man, he's talking about like we're thinking about aliens as if they're from other planets in space. His argument is that we need to be thinking about aliens as in they're beings from other dimensions.
Dimensions and places on Earth.
Underground.
Yeah.
Why do y'all think that they've
Pacific
got Antarctica on lockdown?
Do you think that's true? That
Man,
conspiracy theory about
yes.
what's his name that explored it, you never what you've never heard about this? The guy that went down there, Admiral, what's his name, that went and explored Antarctica, and he claims that there was a Antarctica. I can't even remember his name.
Well, I've heard a lot of people talk about the crazy stuff going on down there.
That he basically flies in,
Yeah.
and they meet Richard Byrd. Yeah. In his journal, okay, after leading an American military science expedition to Antarctica, he basically says, Operation High Jump. Byrd's fourth Antarctic expedition was codenamed Operation High Jump. It was the largest Antarctic expedition to date, and was expected to last 6 to 8 months. You're talking about over 4,000 people being involved to go into Antarctica. And this was right after World War II. 1946 is when all this went down.
Who owns Antarctica?
And then?
Let's
Or is it
see.
just everybody gets a little stake in it? And here's something else too. Everybody talks about Antarctica. Nobody ever goes to the North Pole. Like nobody ever goes to the North Pole.
Because it's in the ocean.
Well, I mean, there's polar ice caps at the top of the world too. Like nobody goes up north.
But
Everybody goes down
I
south.
think the North Pole's like in water, man. Pull it up on Google Earth.
Let's see.
I think it is.
Well, it's frozen up there, right? I
I
mean,
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
I'm
When I
trying to
scroll out
find-
on this globe right here, and this thing's in a circle. You go to the very top, it's all water around it. I don't know.
I'm trying to find the.
And they say that Greenland on our maps is like it's not that big.
It's because of the Mercator projection.
The who?
Mercator projection.
Okay, I don't know about that.
It's a type of projection that messes with our 2D perception of a 3D planet.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I thought it was just because they mapped it wrong.
technically, I guess to scale it's mapped correctly, but like it's hard to take a 3D thing and put it on a 2D.
It's so scary knowing
surface.
like all these different places on Earth you just can't ever get to, and there's still nobody's ever been. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like America Samoa.
A lot of
What do you
places.
mean, American Samoa?
Never mind. I'm being funny.
There's probably a lot of spots in our state where people still have never been.
I don't know.
Dude, just saying, like maybe it's a 2 foot where nobody stepped. Nobody stepped in that one spot.
Well, I mean, I could understand
I'm just
that.
kidding, but maybe there might be an area.
I still find it fascinating that we know more about space than we know about our oceans.
Oh, the ocean thing. And look, with the UFO thing, how about the fact that they've filmed some of these UFOs like just flying like supersonic speeds, entering water and continuing those speeds through water? Like,
Yeah.
how do you break up matter in that way to where you can continue moving on this even speed, like where something around you's pushing all the elements of nature away from it.
I like to
That's
think.
the only explanation. It can't come in contact because when it does, there's got to be some kind of force.
Well, friction, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to think, well, okay, there's some kind of other force pushing that away so it doesn't have to touch it.
I like to think they watched a lot of videos of Dale Earnhardt and figured out
That's a
about
good
the
one.
draft.
I got you, man.
So basically, he describes in his diary that when they get Richard Byrd's diary, the commander of this Operation High Jump to Antarctica in 1946, when they get there, that he's flying this plane, and then there's some sort of energy contraption, that energy beam that locks his plane down, and then he descends into this valley that is lush and green, and he
Right.
meets these beings that are not human, and they're not natural, or what Byrd would have considered of this world, and that they're discussing, like higher order philosophical things and blah 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 blah. And so, a lot of people just think he's crazy.
But the fact that he had, how many of these people were there?
Oh,
To witness.
thousands.
Thousands of people witnessing the same
Yeah,
stuff.
if not definitely hundreds.
I mean, this ain't no Jim Jones, giving everybody, 500 people Kool-Aid. These
Yeah.
are thousands of people that you have to convince that they didn't see what they saw.
Yeah.
But if it's interesting, like if beings exist within other dimensions, we've gone so.
I mean, how about the
rails.
pyramids in Antarctica?
Yeah, there's
There's
an argument
pyramids
that
all
they're
over the world.
Yeah, yeah. And how did they get built? They're so old. I mean, if you believe King Kong, then they were
Past
built by people under the
civilizations.
earth.
Past civilizations.
Yeah.
I believe we're probably on the second or third iteration of civilization as
Of
a
human
whole.
civilization.
Yeah,
Well, we know for sure at one point when it got wiped out.
that's true.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even with archaeological backup, and people knowing that massive floods have
I was going to say,
covered
we're talking
the
about
earth.
flooding, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about what we don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
we
that's
don't know.
crazy.
There's
Like-
a lot we don't know.
Like we don't know more than we don't know. Obviously.
Well,
Yeah.
not
you
only
know
that.
what you know, man.
No, that's true. Not only that, though. Think about it. Like, who is the keeper of history? Those that win, right? Like, you get to make your own history as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine what we don't know.
Hey, I heard a guy talking about how when they were at Antarctica and they stumbled upon this place that was like, they came into this chamber, this giant place that they found.
Was it Superman's house?
No, but what I'm about to say kind of seems that way. He said that when they were examining these rooms, like there was this energy that came off of them, but you could slip your fingers in between every piece of the wall. Like the walls weren't touching. There was a gap that just hovered, even on tops. They went all around it, and none of the walls were touching in the corners.
What's crazy is I saw
Fortress of Solitude.
I think Joe Rogan was talking about it on his podcast about all the military and intelligence documents that have been declassified over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and by the CIA and the Defense Intelligence the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and you can just look this stuff up online. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go look some stuff up, and then I saw a TikTok on it, and it was this guy, and he was talking about, I listened to this Joe Rogan podcast about da-da-da-da, and like our government was researching warp drives in 2008. And in the TikTok video, it showed the report. It's like a 33-page report. So I go look it up myself.
Explain
Boom.
warp drives like
It's
speed.
It's there. Like it's online. Like the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA.gov, and declassified document, 33-page report, and it goes through the feasibility.
The theory of it.
There's multiple theories of how basically the crux of the argument is time travel and faster than light travel and time travel, and how they're both interlinked, and how we as humans can achieve that. Because the ultimate goal, according to the report issued by the Central Intelligence Agency, was the colonization of other planets within our solar system and beyond. And in order to do that, obviously you have to have faster than light travel. So anyway, it goes through all the science, and I was talking to you about this last night. It goes through all the science of it, and creating warp drives versus wormholes, and all the science that we would need to know that we don't yet know to make it happen. And this report was published in 2008, and was just now declassified like 2-3 years ago. So imagine if that's what they were doing now, and that was top secret 15 years ago. What they're doing now, where that research has led to right now, this very second, and what they've done with that research that has since been declassified.
If you go in and you look at like a lot of the science fiction stuff between video games and other media, like everything, and even movies now, you start talking about like, some of the most popular movies, like some of the Avengers movies and stuff, talking about time travel, and doing this and doing that. Like, how much is that? I mean, how much is that? Like, it sounds far-fetched, but like it's got to be rooted somewhere. Not just in imagination.
I mean, y'all know
either,
the government
though.
has its hands in the stuff we see, content, movies, things like that. Why not feed us a little bit of little mindful thought here and there, a little fantastic adventure for your brain to go, think about. So maybe one day when it actually happens, like you're not
so shocked.
You're not shell shocked by it. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh yeah, man, I saw that in a movie like 2 years ago, man. It's finally happening. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like, okay, so the Congress interviews this Air Force guy about aliens and UFOs, and it makes mainstream media, and our reaction as not only a country but as a world, as a planet, is
That makes sense.
okay. All right,
I can believe that.
On to the next thing, and like when it happened, I was like, wow. I thought the reaction would have been a little bit more intense than just okay.
Well,
all right, great. Next thing.
again, and it's just like in movie content and stuff, we've been made so
Independence
numb to it that it's like, and because we have so much just bull crap out there, like we're just okay. That's cool. On to the next one. Like you said, it's like you go and play a game or you go and watch a movie, and there's a bunch of people just die. Like they're just mowing them down, and it's like nobody ever goes, "Oh man, that's terrible." Like whatever. Now you kill a dog, oh, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
Like don't kill a dog. But you go in there and
think about how desensitizing that is towards our people.
Right.
And they don't do that in different countries. Think about it.
No, absolutely not.
It's here, man, and it's just turning us into this wicked state.
No. In different countries, they focus their killing on, whoever their enemy is. Like in North Korea, like for PE, kindergartners will go out and take a bayonet and stab a dummy of an American soldier.
Right.
So it's not indiscriminate. We're indiscriminate with it, but at least other countries that focus their
they do focus
vitriol.
Hard. Yeah.
On
hey, I mean, I saw a video of these little Chinese kindergartners. Like
basketball?
Oh no, I didn't see the basketball, but I saw them out on the playground. But it wasn't no ordinary playground. It was like military training, dude. They had them out doing it, and they're good.
Yeah,
these little jokers like doing all kinds of
YMCA.
No dancing, no parachute with balls in the middle, flopping it up in the air. We're talking about straight military training in kindergarten. Oh, hey, can I break up this with a little funny thing? It didn't happen to me last time. It was something I was imagining.
The Chinese buffet?
No, but I was standing outside, and like there was this rattling in the woods, and like it's not.
You've had some stuff happen to you before, so it makes you like, oh, what's this?
Well, I wasn't in the least bit worried or scared. I knew it wasn't anything crazy, but like the thought always comes across me, like because I've always wanted to see Bigfoot, so like I'm.
Because you are Bigfoot.
Yeah, I was about to say, grab a mirror, bud.
All right, so that's like my thoughts just went crazy. All right, so I'm standing out there, and then like this, this like weird rattling going on through the woods. It didn't sound like any kind of like normal animal or something. It was real weird. And then my first thought was like, dang man, that'd be cool if that was Bigfoot. And then like my dog like runs straight out there. One of my dogs did just run straight out there and was like standing there, and then starts going in the woods and like kind of moving around, And then like in my mind, I was thinking, okay, dude. Because I guess, you got to be prepared for anything, right?
Yeah.
All right, so in my mind, I was like, okay, if this is Bigfoot and it grabs my dog and starts just violently just beating it or something, I'm standing over, like I can run over and get my gun, or it would take me an extra 30 seconds. Or do I just immediately sprint there and go try to take on whatever this is that has my dog? I don't know what it is yet, but if it was Bigfoot, I started thinking like, it throws the dog down. I'm in its face, like it's coming after me. It's definitely way stronger than me. We're probably close in size, it may be 5 inches taller than me, maybe, so we could still, I'm still rattling around with it, and then I I try to grab its arm. It's just overpowering me, and it throws me to the ground, and then it goes in to like try to bite my neck or something, and I stick my thumbs in its eyeballs. I'm shoving in, and I started dying laughing. I told Heather.
You laughed at yourself.
I did.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm going through all this in my mind because my dog's out there running in the woods, and then I just start dying laughing because I'm imagining myself gouging a Bigfoot's eyes, with my
like Hulk Hogan.
But anyway, yeah, that's where my brain was.
I bet he's susceptible to the figure 4. I'm just saying.
It could be.
I mean, might have tree trunk legs.
Those feet might not be able to get out of these little tinier legs.
There you go.
They're really big.
There you go. It's gonna be hard to.
And I'm gonna crank too. Oh,
Bridge that thing, man.
about broke that chair.
That's about to sound like you about broke the chair.
But don't let him roll over and reverse it because that'll hurt.
The old reversal. Yeah, we can't get that figure 4 on Bigfoot reverse, man. I got to get some kind of stability there. Maybe grab a stick or something.
Can you imagine? You got like the sharpshooter on Bigfoot. Bigfoot
The sharpshooter on Bigfoot. Oh.
I just got lightheaded. I'm about to pass out.
Do the walls of Jericho on him.
No. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm going crippler crossface, man. It was really effective.
Do a sleeper hold. Have referee come out.
There's an SNL.
I'm about to pass out.
There's an SNL skit somewhere in what just happened. That's an SNL skit.
Gosh.
SNL, you have our full permission to develop a skit off of what just happened, as long as we get credit.
Oh, God.
God, that was awesome.
What would Bigfoot's in-ring name be?
The big man, the Bigfoot, Mark Sanders.
From
that should be your wrestling name.
Hey, put a luchador mask on it. It would be Senor Sasquatch. Senor Sasquatch.
Dude. If you're still listening to this, thank you for staying.
He's really about to pass out. His eyes are getting white, man. I ain't
know
lying.
that or not. I'm being serious.
Hey, let's get to recommendations.
Oh,
So-
breaking the party up.
I know.
Man, we were just getting into this wrestling talk.
I know. Sorry, Mark. Go ahead. Start us off.
Aaron Neville, song called Hercules by Aaron Neville.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Ooh, that man is Hercules.
Oh, man.
No, good song, man.
Yeah, he can do that
yeah.
impression very well.
Who?
One Justin Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait.
You gotta
Because I'm
get
going
him
to
to
see
do it.
Justin Williams tonight. I can't wait. Aaron Neville. And what was the name of the song? Hercules?
Hercules, yeah.
You know, I did not know that he
a good
was the
one, man.
cotton guy.
Yeah,
You just told me that.
absolutely.
The feel of cotton, fabric of our life.
Yeah.
That's him. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did.
How did y'all know that?
Because we grew up in a different era where that commercial meant something.
But was he in the commercial?
No.
You just
it's
heard
a
his
song.
voice.
It's a song.
Yeah, you just heard his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Shh. I'm tired of hearing you. Do that again.
Did you like that?
I like that.
It wasn't I'm still gonna talk. It wasn't like a. But like he made that specifically for cotton.
Sure.
It wasn't like a song.
I'm sure they
For the
hired
cotton
all this-
industry, not
Yeah.
like cotton registered
I'm
trademark.
sure they hired him. Like, hey, Aaron
the
Neville,
cotton
your
growers
voice
of
is
America,
beautiful.
right?
Can your billowy soft voice come and join the billowy softness of cotton and let's make magic?
Cotton.
And that's what happened. How long was that the theme song of Cotton?
Forever. All during my
It's
childhood.
Multiple
still be.
decades.
Yeah.
I know it from my childhood,
Yeah.
which it probably faded out.
And
when I
then
was
and
young,
then also
but-
I recommend what was the song that I was letting you listen to with Aaron Neville, Linda Ronstadt?
Linda Ronstadt. I don't know. It was a good song though.
I will survive.
No man. No man.
Shout out to you, Linda Ronstadt. You're one of the reasons my
don't
favorite
know
bands
much.
got together.
I don't know much,
That's the name of the song.
but I know I love you. Yeah, that one.
My recommendation, also a song.
Go ahead with it, bud.
Got to make sure I'm going to get this right. Breaker's Roar by Sturgill Simpson from his album A Sailor's Guide to Earth. Probably one of the most beautiful songs in terms of the instrumentals I've ever heard.
Love Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, great. I do too.
Hey, he's really versatile.
Very like,
versatile.
You listen to all his music and you're going, that can't be the same guy.
Man, what a great voice.
versatile with his voice, versatile with the type of music he can make and play with.
I love that type of artist, man. They just go with what their artistry tells them to do.
And they can do it. Like,
And
they're
they can do
talented. They're actually talented.
Right.
They're not a product of the industry.
It ain't no act. This is who
Yeah.
I am. I'm feeling like this today. I'm going this way.
They're a true artist.
True artist.
Yeah,
man.
Sturgill definitely is one of those. Shout out to you, Sturgill. If you want to come on the podcast, let us know.
That would be cool, man.
That would be awesome.
Poison Oak, kill it.
What's your recommendation?
Yes, Poison
Oh,
Oak,
boy.
kill it.
Did you get?
Well, I found a bunch around my house. So, like, over the years, like, when I've been mowing, usually when you mow, you're in shorts and a shirt or something. Well, I've been, went out was mowing, and the trees are not fully bloomed yet. So I was going around, and I looked and said, there's that daggum poison. That's what I've been getting every year, and I was wondering where it's coming from. Oh, I'm going to kill that junk when I get home.
Today.
Yeah,
Hey, what are you using?
Cornerstone.
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 Hey, what's this I hear about? You can use like a very concentrated like
Vinegar and salt and a little bit of soap or something. Yeah.
Well,
I've got
they
that
sell it,
saved.
and it's
I'm
like a
gonna-
mix, and it like turns just everything white.
Yeah, I've got a recipe for it saved, like
Yeah.
putting a sprayer, but I haven't done it yet.
Gas
I do wanna
works.
do
Stay
that.
interested.
Gas does.
Diesel fuel.
Because if I'm gonna do it, I want to do
Not
it
that
like
that's environmentally friendly.
Because I got 8 animals, and I got 5 dogs and 3 cats. And I like.
Well,
if
that's
I
4
don't wanna
too many.
I don't want to spray chemicals everywhere. I think I'm gonna do mine with that this year.
What was it again? You said vinegar, salt.
Yeah, it's vinegar, salt,
I don't
and
know.
some soap. Like
They
some
just
soap.
sell
to
like
kinda
this
make it-
super concentrated vinegar. You can get it at like, I don't know, like Lowe's or something.
Is vinegar an acid or a base? It's a base, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's technically an acid.
Is vinegar an acid? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would think an acid, but bleach is a base, and I don't know.
If bleach is a base, then
But
vinegar
vinegar's
does
got
look
that spikiness to
My
it.
wife found something awesome. 1 gallon of vinegar, 1/2 a cup of salt, and a couple of squirts of Dawn dish detergent. It kills weeds and grass in less than 2 hours and is safe for the kids' pets in less than $5. That is all.
Yes, sir.
That's what
1
we're
gallon
doing.
of vinegar, 1/2 cup of salt,
Might
and
do
a
that
couple of
tonight.
squirts of Dawn dish detergent.
Lish. I love Lish detergent too.
Lish detergent, baby. Vinegar is acidic. It has a pH level under 7, which makes it acidic.
Yeah, I thought it was under 7. Because
Did you?
yeah, I did.
Did ya?
Because
Because he paid attention in science class.
You
Miss
did.
Warren, you would be
Hey,
proud.
that's one thing about you. You're really smart.
oh, see, Miss Warren.
remember.
Miss Warren thought I was a hell yeah. Like all she remembers is
Well,
all the bad stuff I did.
Because
Like, I didn't do anything
look,
bad in your class.
you were
though.
extremely intelligent, but you were extremely crazy too.
Well, were
That's what.
were.
Okay, you still are these things, sir.
He still craves attention.
That's probably more what it is.
Yeah, but it's just
It's
because
fun,
it's
though.
because he just loves to live life, man. He's a happy guy.
For the attention.
Like that's why me and Clint get along so much is because like we feel and think the same way.
But he's the one that's brave enough to do the things you wish you were brave enough to do.
Absolutely, he's got it in him. This
You
fella's
don't.
got guts. I tell you what, this guy's got guts.
Los Cajones Grande.
Yes.
You know what? I think, Mark, I think you're underestimating your own intelligence. I think you're also a very intelligent human being.
God gives us different gifts. Maybe mine's not so much in remembering the acid base levels of things, but I don't know. I try to channel it through the Lord.
I feel like you're really good at. I feel like you are really good at analyzing art. Like all of your music analysis skills are really fine.
I do. Yeah. You know where I get it?
Where?
My dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the same way?
Well, he's just always been really musical, So like
I just feel
since
like-
I was young, it was always we were listening to music all the time, and he was playing. And
But I feel like you're that way with movies and everything
Yeah.
that's art. You're just really good at sitting back, going, like thinking about it,
Yeah.
observing art.
yeah,
you know?
I guess you could say that. Yeah, yeah. I like to paint too.
Yeah.
I love
Do
to
you
paint.
actually? Are you good
Yeah.
at it?
No, but I think I can be because I haven't done it enough, but I've started in the last year or so.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you are.
My thing
artistically
is,
gifted.
I think one day when I don't have a million things to do, and some of the 5 kids we have are out of the house maybe, and it's
Retirement.
not as bad, like maybe I can sit back and just really get into it. But right now my schedule's just blown up. But I can't wait though.
Like
I'm ready.
like the toilet's about to be by Clint.
Is that what this blowing is? Is this his?
No, I'm trying to see how much sunshine I can blow up your skirt to. I love you.
Man, that was really funny, wasn't it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about you? What do you like to do? And you don't like to paint, Mister?
No, I don't.
You analyze a lot.
Clint is not artistic.
Well, I'm doing a podcast, and I had another podcast before this podcast,
Clint is not
but
artistic.
not since this podcast.
Clint is not autistic.
You say autistic? Oh,
Well, he might be that.
did I already say this on the show one
I'm
time
acoustic.
about me when I was like doing standardized testing in like one of the very lower grades you can do it, and I saw the term autistic on my testing and I marked it because I like to draw and stuff and I thought it was artistic. I checked myself in as autistic on a standardized testing. That's when you could circle things that were wrong with you, you know, and they had a box for it. I'm
Why
sure you
would
remember
they
it.
give a second grader that option?
I don't know I don't think I was in second grade. I think I was
Fourth
actually
grade.
older, which is scarier.
Fourth grade, fifth grade?
I wouldn't go over fourth.
God, dude.
I got a Simpsons reference, and none of y'all are gonna get it. It's hilarious though, where Homer's got to fill out this questionnaire from work, and Bart fills it out. He's like, "Here, boy, fill this out." And he goes through and like one of the questions is, does he wet himself? And he marks yes. So then all of a sudden, everybody thinks Homer's stupid, so they come and get him. And Smithers just like, watch out, boys, he wets himself. I feel like they come and got you and said, watch out, boys, he's acoustic.
Autistic?
I know.
It's a slang term for all of the isms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for bringing me into that world. I'll use that. Thank you.
Yeah. I was briefly considered autistic in my youth
Really?
by experts.
Did you not tollate or something?
No, I just tested out of it.
Oh, just kind of just took you a little while to get going, huh?
Yeah, just took some time for the old engine to start rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was high functioning autism, but yeah,
What's the worst case of poison oak I've ever got?
I've never
I
really
don't
had.
know. I don't know if we can talk about that on here.
I've never had a terrible case.
Oh.
I've never had a terrible case.
What do you do when you get poison oak? I know
Well,
we talked to Murphree about that before.
It's the oil. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the stickiest junk that's in nature, right?
Right.
And that's what gets us. Well, there ain't much you can do for it.
Dawn
all that
dish
for that.
soap.
I mean, you could try that, but I don't know, man.
Hold on.
You just got to ride
We
it
talked
out.
about this because you said something about butter one
Yeah,
time.
sticking.
Yeah,
a
but yeah,
country
Those
crock on his
chiggers,
nuts.
man.
that was chiggers.
Oh yeah, that's
okay.
right. Chicken.
No, I get this stuff from the Super Bee Pharmacy.
Sticking.
Hey, here's a nod to my buddy, Coach Adams, Mr. Dale Adams, Super Bee Pharmacy up in Rainbow City, and Mike Hutchinson, the late Mike Hutchinson, phenomenal fella, passed away years ago, but he came up with this formula that they sell out of the Super Bee up there, and it's like all these different ingredients mixed together that you put it on, like poison oak, poison ivy,
dry it
sumac,
up.
whatever, and it's so fast and so good.
Really?
Sadie Kate had it on her two weeks ago, all on top of her hands. And how long does it normally take for that stuff to go away?
Oh, if you don't do much for it, it takes a minute.
It's got,
Right.
Mine's usually like a couple
week
days.
or two. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Test your blood.
You
Well,
might be one
my-
of those people because
my-
like three out of four people are
My-
can get it bad. but
Yeah,
one out of
my
four don't.
uncle, he doesn't get it at all. The oil doesn't affect
Okay,
him.
so that's
He can
probably
go in there and
genetics
just,
then.
Yeah,
I used to
but-
not be allergic to it. I could be around it and be fine. All of a sudden, it's like I've developed it over the last couple of
Really?
years. You tell you somebody that's really, really bad with it, hammy. Like, he's got it in his lungs and stuff before. It's bad.
Yeah, that's really bad. Is when it
Yeah.
gets inside.
Like when they
Yikes.
burn it.
When they
and
burn
then-
it, yeah.
When the
Yeah.
oils, however that works.
It
Well, they
it
just float through the
aerosols
air like
the
in
oil.
a kitchen where the oils float through there,
Yeah.
particles, man. Same
Yeah.
thing. You got to be really careful with it. Oh, but anyway, this stuff. Well, I'd put it on. My family's very allergic. I get it from my dad. Like I'm really bad allergic. My kids are. So, like Sadie had it all over the top of her hands, and I put that little formula I got from them on it. She was good in 2 days.
Yeah.
So I used to take a Q-tip, dip it in some bleach, and just put the bleach on it. Just direct. Just do it.
Oh, but the worst case I ever had it was when I was working with Verizon, and I had been out doing some really hardcore work outside, and I didn't realize the stuff it was getting dark. I didn't realize this pile that I had cut and grabbed it down into had like these stalks of it these vines that had been going through the tree. It was like poison ivy or whatever, or oak. It was growing up, so it was going through, and man, I had my hands all in it, and so like I went to work the next day and it started coming up. All on my fingers, all on my hands.
Itching like
And I was
crazy.
working with phones, y'all. Do you know, it was the worst, like
Let me
2, 3,
program
it like
that for
took
you.
me
Put that to your ear.
3 weeks plus to get that off of me. And there was a point where it was so blistered up, it looked like I had
blisters
like,
on top of blisters.
some kind of disease or something. Like, that's how bad it looked. I ended up having to, like, maybe put gloves on a couple days. It got so bad, you know?
Wow.
Little gloves.
That's
It was
terrible.
awful.
That's
It was
terrible,
completely
dude.
awful.
Usually when I get it bad, it's on my legs though, like wearing shorts.
That's where I've
and
had it
stuff.
the worst.
Like I've got to there for a while. I was mowing in like pants and long sleeve shirts just because of it.
Dude, it got so bad that time I couldn't even barely bend my fingers all the way down.
Oh, dude.
It was so. I'm telling y'all don't even understand, dude. That was awful.
So anyway, that's my recommendation. Kill it. And hey, if anybody
Kill it.
tries that formula, that
Let us know.
yeah, absolutely, and rate us 5 stars. And
Follow us on
leave a
TikTok.
review.
Hey, one last recommendation.
change.
Cast Iron Skillet, Jason Isbell. Great song.
Great song. One of my
You like that?
one of my Jason Isbell. I do actually like that song. Not a big Jason Isbell guy, but I love that song.
It's a good song.
Cast Iron Skillet. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Change.
Stay tuned next week for our bonus episode. Yeah, that's all I got. Don't forget, you can talk.
Or you can go home.
Nice.
Nice.
Boom shaka.
I'm now your repeater. Yeah.
Repeater.
Repeater.
Peter.
I don't know much. Oh, yeah. Let me get that cotton for you.
What?
The touch, the feel of cotton, the fabric of fire.
Good job, man. Like I got chill bumps just listening to it. I do.